Hello guys, today we will be learning about list navigation view button and some extra things that will make things interesting in our part. So today we are gonna make a to-do app. So basically it will take a task from the user and we will show them in the list. So the UI will be pretty simple. We will just use a text field over here and a button over here and a list and a edit button over here. So we will be doing adding, editing and deleting. So let's begin. I'm gonna use a navigation view for this to add edit button in the toolbar over here. So I'm going to use it right away, and I'm going to use a vertical stack for for the text field and the add button, and the second one will be a list. Okay, all right. So for the text field and the button, I'm going to use a edge stack. All right, so we will take a text field. Text field is it will take a title key, means a placeholder. I'm gonna enter task detail, and we need to bind it with some string variable. So I'm gonna make a binding of a new task private var new task will be a type of string. The initial value will be empty. All right, so we're just gonna give it to new task. So it is binded over here. Now I will use a button and we will say title will be add, and it will perform some action that we're gonna add it. Okay, let's see how it looks in the UI. So while it's loading, let me tell you that new task is now binded to this text field. So any changes happening in the text field, it will directly reflect in the new task. So for example, if I enter some value like my name or say hello there, now this hello there is in the new task. So the UI is pretty basic. So there is no padding on the left hand and right hand side. So I'm gonna just give padding to our V stack so that it looks somewhat yeah, nice. So here is our V stack. Now we want to show a list of the string, right? So like we thought yesterday. So let's say I just want to show 1 to 10 comma id dot self. I'm gonna use a index in this one. Let's say we're just gonna return the index full. All right, so list is showing now, but there is a default styling group style. I guess this is the group styling of the table view or a list issuing is by default enabled. So let's change this on the list style. I would say plain list style. Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna save it. All right, so there is a no space in between the hashtag and our list, so I'm gonna use a spacer between this. Not all right, it's not making any sense. I'm just gonna remove it. Okay, all right, so let's proceed further. So here is our enter task detail, text field and an add button. So what we need to do is now we need to show the task we have, right? So let's make a variable, make a task list, private tasks, and it will be of type string, and by default it's empty right now. And I'm just gonna pass the tasks for this. So task, and we'll just set the task. Cool. Let's see what is happening now. Oh, I just forgot putting war. Cool. So as you see, the task is empty right now, so that's why it's not showing anything in that list. So let's say wash clothes. I'm just gonna add it, but nothing is happening because we haven't put any logic inside our add action, button add action. So we need to add something over here. So I'm just gonna add tasks.append new element and say new task. So whenever we tap the add button, whatever is the value of new task, as I told, the text field value is binded with the new task. So the new task value is the text field values are whatever the user inputs types, it is saved in the new task variable. So what we are going to do is we are as soon as the user taps the add button, we are appending in our task array. Let's see if it's working fine. Let's say okay, read a blog. I'm just gonna add it. Cool, it's working now. But as the better UX would be after we add the task, the text field should be empty, right? So we can do it. The new task should be empty. Okay, let's see. This works. Okay, read a blog. Cool. So it's now being added fine. So now we need to do is put a delete functionality. We need to add edit and delete. The add is done here. Cool. So for edit and deleting, I'm going to introduce you today ForEach. So ForEach is kind of a list. So it does iterate in a like for, but it for widgets. So it returns a widget for that, and we can do something. The ForEach comes with some great functionality like adding and editing or move. For editing, we can have some properties or methods. For deleting, we have some methods. So we are going to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert that for loop for each. So let's initialize the list with another that doesn't take anything, and I'm going to replace it with a for each. So in for each, the task we are passing the tasks and we are just looping through it. Cool. So it will not make any changes in the UI per se, I would say. Okay, let's run. Read something. Okay, cool. So it's working as fine as the list, and we are just iterating for each. We are taking the for each widget for some extra functionality, right? So let's begin with the delete functionality. So I'm gonna just add a property for on delete perform this. So on delete is giving us a, sorry about that, index set where it has been delete. So let's say index set, and so the index set is basically a set of indexes. So we're just gonna iterate it, and for each we are gonna delete. So tasks dot remove at $0. Cool. Let's run it. Test 2, and just gonna slide it and see we have the delete option here. So let's say I want to delete the test one. Cool, it's working as smoothly. And so the delete is done over here, and now we are gonna add edit functionality. So for that we need to add a toolbar on our list. So we are gonna add a toolbar in our list for our edit functionality. Let's say toolbar. I'm gonna just pass a edit button. So edit button is a native code or native structure given us by SwiftUI, a button that toggles the edit mode environment value. So what it does is whenever the user taps the edit button, the environment we are in, it will just trigger it to a edit mode. So see, we have the edit button over here. All right, so we need to do something like, so we have done the on delete, and we will just add on perform. So in on perform we have two parameters, index set and a integer. So index is from offset, and to int is a to offset, like where we want to move that whenever the user edits that. Cool. So let's say from, I'm just gonna name it from offset to offset, and we have inbuilt functionality of our array, that is tasks dot move from offset to offset. Cool. Let's see. So let's say read a block, bring groceries, okay. Now we're gonna check that delete is showing over here. So see, whenever we are opting in a delete, like delete state, the edit button is automatically changing to done. So that the environment variable is changed to edit, that's why. So cool. So let's check edit. All right, so it is showing this move functionality. Let's say I want to make the first, and I'm gonna read a block. I'm gonna, if I want to delete it, I have this edit button, and whenever I delete it, it's been deleted and done. Okay, that's been a fantastic job over here. We have made a list, we have added our tasks, we have edited, deleted, and done some operations, and done some basic view for navigation view for vstack, how we can use on delete, on move functionalities. So one thing we can do is we can also change, like we can make some private functions to avoid this clutter over here, and we can just pass a reference to our function. So let's say I want to delete it. Say I want to private function delete task, and I'm just gonna take a input of index set, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here. And for delete, on delete, I'm just gonna pass perform delete task. So I'm just not gonna call it, I'm just gonna pass the reference. Like whenever delete perform is called, delete, it is referencing to this one. Cool. And we can do the same thing for our on move also. I'm gonna write another function over here, private function, move task, let's say from source index set to destination for better naming. That's a type of integer, and I'm just gonna all the operations to here, and on move we need to perform move task. See, I'm not calling it, I'm just referencing it to here. Let's see if it's working fine. Cool. Source tool. All right, let's see if it's working fine. Test, add, testing, edit, I'll delete it. I'm gonna add another one, add code SwiftUI, subscribe, so say, add edit. I have subscribed it. Subscription. The top, the cool. So what is here happening is whenever we are moving the task, what it actually does is just swapping the index of for this element to this. So whenever you're doing this, it's like just swapping the indexes, nothing else, just a simple operation. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any doubts, suggestions, idea, please comment down below. See you in the next video. Adios.